we are back with another episode of the Real Podcast of Dallas. The podcast that is still around. We are still around a year later.
It sure is.
Yes,
we sure are.
and we are still around. They're not keeping us down. Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing well. I had a great time off. Sorry to rub that in, but
That's
I had
okay.
some time off, and it was fantastic. Spent a lot of time with my husband and my daughter,
Yes.
so I'm refreshed and optimistic and hopeful for a great 2022.
Yes, a good break. A good break.
Yeah.
And how can they listen to this little podcast that could, Cindy? If I wanted to recommend it, how would I recommend it?
I think you could just Google it, or you could go to Facebook
Yes.
or Spotify or iHeartRadio.
Yes. Just basically, if you Google it, The Real Podcast of Dallas, we pop up.
That's
And
right.
we have new episodes coming out almost weekly. We were at a dry spell for a little while, but we have been recording. This is going to be our number 72.
Ooh, wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
72. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
We recorded 71 yesterday with Maria. We did our
Wow.
Spanish one. So Maria and I are going to push the Spanish one. We're trying to coordinate to have her on this one, but she is busy with her new
Yeah.
job.
Her in service or something.
Yes. But we definitely we're really doing well. And I will tell you, like I told her yesterday, I've been able to listen to episodes where I'm at Area 51 and a half. And
Wow.
they're just wonderful. The episodes, I mean, I've listened to so many in the past, I just went back and wow. I mean, it's I talk about it all the time, but it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
amazing. They're pretty amazing. So anyhow,
That's awesome.
yes, I believe in this. I believe in what we do. I believe that they are helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I was a kid and I ran into the Real Podcast of Dallas, I would be very dedicated to listen to it. And we're getting listeners from India. We're getting listeners
Wow.
from South Africa. So for those of you listening in India and South Africa, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. I would listen to Leo.
Yes, right? If you were a kid, wouldn't you like, wait a second, this is a nice little podcast.
I wish, actually, I'd had something like that.
Yeah.
So I would have realized that, you know what? I think I'm freaking normal.
Yes.
Because I thought I was weird.
Yes. Yes, and you'd realize, oh, I'm just a teenager.
Now I realized that I would realize that I am weird, but that so is everybody else.
And there's nothing
That's
wrong
what
with
I'm.
it.
That's right.
Yes.
It's just, what kind of weird are you?
Yes.
We're all weird.
We all have something to offer. We all have something.
That's right.
It took me a while, Cindy, to accept people for who they are, but it took longer for me to accept me for who I am.
Yes. Yes.
And once I accepted who I was, all of it, just where I'm at, I was able to like myself more, and we've talked about that before, which opened it up for me liking other people. So I've kind of realized that now. You can't love someone if you don't love yourself.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of self-loathing in everybody.
Yes.
And if you focus your energies on that, then you're just going to grow that. So you
Right.
have to find the positive and focus on that.
Yes.
And love yourself in spite of your weaknesses.
Yes. And learning to love yourself is something that's it's a process.
Absolutely.
It's a process. It's a process.
And processes aren't always fun.
Right. Changes.
Right.
Changes are
there are
difficult.
growing pains. Yeah.
Yes, changes are difficult. So we're in a new year, 2022, right?
I know.
2022, yes.
I thought we would be flying spaceships when I was a kid, and I thought of 2022.
Right? They lied to us.
I didn't think we'd have cars that we were actually driving.
Right. They told us that. They lied to us. They said, hey, you'll be flying and kind of Jetsons type.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Absolutely.
We are walking still, and we are still driving vehicles. So false
That's
advertising.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So it's
how,
a new year, new adventures, new hopes.
Yes. Any what are your changes for 2022?
Well, I think I might have said it, but I started an actual gratitude journal, which I know sounds I know that sounds so cliche because everybody says they're doing that.
Right.
But I was watching a little thing on YouTube about if you start one, then you will find yourself actively looking for things to be grateful for. And it's the simple things, and you'll be excited every time you find something that you can log down in your, gratitude journal.
Wow.
So I started that on December 26th, and I've been doing it, and it's fun because you just 5 things every day, and then you start to realize how much you have to be grateful for. Sometimes it's the little things, and sometimes it's something bigger. But yes. It kind of makes you more mindful.
Right.
Well.
Yes. And I you mentioned that last time, and I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
It's always good to do that. It kind of puts things in perspective, and that's where you can make changes.
Yes.
Maybe you realize that you should be grateful for things that you're not grateful for.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Sometimes it's the things you take for granted.
Yes.
And sometimes it's the great surprises that a day might hold.
Yes. I think on a day-to-day, for some of us, day-to-day living, just having water. Water we can actually drink. We don't have to go out and get the water, boil the water.
Oh, yeah.
We can actually just drink our water or buy water. We can choose to buy bottled water because we don't like the flavor of our water that's processed.
And the other day I wrote coffee. That was something I was I love coffee. Thank God for coffee.
And that the fact that you don't have to pick it.
That's right. That's right.
Some people, they come in, they have to pick it. That's how they make it. Some people can pick it and they don't drink it.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford it. And you don't have to pick it, but you can drink it and you can afford it. A cup of coffee doesn't set you back.
I need to go back, though, and write and creamer because I like creamer in my coffee, or it's not coffee. So.
Yeah, and you don't have to milk a cow or a goat or a sheep.
I don't.
Yes, to get your cream. Yes, so those are things that we should be happy and grateful. Because in other places, there's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of things that they do without. And I don't think that we should feel bad for the things that we have. I think we should give more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we should give more. I think that if we...
giving is the first step into receiving.
Yes.
And it took me a while to get that, but before you receive, you must give.
Yes. Because it's...
And receiving is fun, too.
Of course. But giving is a gift that just... for somebody, an example, $50 for some of us may be easy to come by, but for someone else, it may be more difficult. In another country, that's a whole year's salary.
Yeah.
You know, people can do more with that. So it just depends. So giving, if you maybe if you're thinking, well, what can I do different this year? Maybe giving, not just money, but your time.
Yeah. I always think about, I've always thought, like, you know, if I won that lottery, the lottery that I never play,
Right.
if I won,
Yeah.
of all the people that I would give to. And, you know, that's exciting to think about. And then my list just grows and grows and grows, because I'm like, oh, I want to give to
Right.
this person and this person and this person and this family. So, yes.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the beauty of it, you know, for those of us, instead of, you know, criticizing that you have, give.
Right.
Give. Yeah, can you imagine if you were to win the lottery, what you could do with that, the changes that you could make? But you have to play, Cindy.
That's right. I do have to play.
You have to play. Yes.
And I think I might have said it, but like I was reading an article by a wealthy person, a self-made person, and he said the greatest thing that money buys is time.
Oh, yeah.
And you can manage your own time. You don't have to, you know, go do something because this person's telling you have to do it,
Right.
you know, or a boss or an employer, but it's you're managing your own time and you're doing those things that you love. So
Right.
I thought that was interesting. And then, you know, and hopefully, you know, most of us need jobs, and hopefully you love your job and you're satisfied in your job and you get to be independent and shine in your job. But time is precious, and
Right.
that's why, you know, a day off or a paid holiday is wonderful.
Right. Yes. Huh. Very interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Time. Because we
Time.
never seem to have enough time.
No, we don't.
So
And when we do have it, we're measuring it. We're like, oh my gosh, I only have, you know, 3 more
Right.
hours left of this day or
Right.
whatever.
Huh.
So, yeah, I thought that was insightful too.
I like that.
Yeah. See, Leo, you and I have so much wisdom
Yes.
to share.
Yes.
That's what comes with age.
Yes.
I know nobody wants to get gray hair, but you know what? You do become wiser.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes. You do become wiser. And you have to share that too.
You do have to
You have to
share it.
share the
That's
wisdom.
giving. That's giving.
Yes. You have to share the wisdom. You have to share what you've learned. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's why your parents always annoy you and tell you things, and you're like, why do they always say that? It's because you need to know. And one day
Right.
you'll understand.
Yes. Yes. So you're listening to the Real Podcast of Dallas, and we're just reflecting on 2022. We're looking forward. We're talking about what we have and what we can do. It's always what we can do, not the what we cannot do. I like the can. I can, not I can't. I don't know what I can't, or you can't do that.
Right.
That's a challenge to me.
Right.
If you tell me you can't, it just can't be done. Really?
Yeah, it's what would happen if that word didn't exist.
Yes. Yes. And I think a lot of people are self-defeating.
Oh, sure.